Fox 61 News at 10 starts now.
Right now at 10, recreational cannabis sales begin in Connecticut in exactly 12 hours. We'll tell you what you need to know as stores prepare for their very first customers.
If you've been to the grocery store lately, you may have noticed the sky-high cost of eggs. We're going to look at what's driving the increase and how Connecticut farmers are dealing with it.
A former school executive convicted of kidnapping learns his fate. We'll hear what Michael Sharp said in court today as he's sentenced to decades in prison. But we begin here at 10 with recreational marijuana sales set to begin here in Connecticut tomorrow. Good evening, I'm Ben Goldman.
And I'm Jen Bernstein. Thank you so much for joining us. Adults 21 and older will be able to legally purchase cannabis products at dispensaries around the state. But it's not open season. There are still rules about where you can and can't use marijuana. Fox 61's Gabby Molina live in Newington tonight with those details for us. Gabby.
Ben and Jen, we're at Fine Fettle in Newington. It's one of the dispensaries that starting tomorrow will be able to sell marijuana for both medical and recreational use. Now, ahead of that big day here in Connecticut, many towns and cities have already taken steps to lay some ground rules when it comes to smoking. Any adult over 21 that wants to buy cannabis products in Connecticut can do so starting Tuesday. But that doesn't mean you can expect to see people lighting up wherever they want.
If you're for recreational use of cannabis or not, it is here. It's in Connecticut, and those the activities that we see, I don't think will be a dramatic change in Connecticut.
For the most part, all the same rules that apply to smoking or vaping tobacco will also apply to marijuana. That means no smoking in public buildings, including schools, restaurants, and workplaces. The law that allows recreational marijuana also expanded Connecticut's Clean Indoor Air Act. So now people are not allowed to smoke tobacco or marijuana within 25 feet of any doorway. So don't expect to see people smoking weed outside of businesses either. Towns and cities do have their own rules, though.
All smoking, including cannabis, is banned in our city parks. So that's where we stand right now. There has been some debate and talk from our ordinance committee to see if we should expand that to other areas of the city.
Bristol's steps to ban smoking in certain areas are similar to those taken in other communities. For example, Southington, New Britain, and Vernon have all put a ban on smoking marijuana on city or town-owned property. On a statewide level, smoking marijuana is not allowed at any state parks or beaches.
One of the things that people are worried about with adult recreational use cannabis is setting an example for our youth and families that might not want to partake in this.
Driving while high is illegal, and the Department of Transportation is reminding everyone that that does not change when recreational sales begin.
We want the public to know that if you get behind the wheel and you're impaired by marijuana, alcohol, or something else, you're going to get a DUI.
Recreational sales can begin at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. According to the Connecticut Cannabis Chamber of Commerce, 7 of the 9 approved dispensaries are ready to go for tomorrow morning. Live in Newington, Gabby Molina, Fox 61 News.
A big day tomorrow, Gabby. Thank you. And as the state prepares for recreational marijuana sales to begin tomorrow, thousands of cannabis possession convictions are being erased. The criminal record wipe started at the beginning of the month, and it's part of the law legalizing recreational sales. Advocates say this opens up housing and employment opportunities for those whose records are wiped. Governor Ned Lamont saying this is the right thing to do, but some lawmakers don't agree.
That war on drugs destroyed a lot of lives. Drugs destroyed a lot of lives, so did the war on drugs. If you believe in public safety, if you believe in hope, you believe in criminal justice, you believe in giving people that second chance, erasure of this makes a difference.
I think erasing records is misleading. It's feel-good legislation. I don't think a single conviction for possession stopped anyone from getting a job.
State police say enforcement of DUIs won't change, and it's still illegal to drive while high.
It'll be a big day tomorrow. All right, time for now. Check in with Chief Meteorologist Rachel Frank on the Weather Watch. First check of the forecast, and we see snowflakes behind you.
Yeah, this was early this morning. Many of us slept through it or didn't see anything at all, but parts of eastern Connecticut woke up to a few snowflakes. This is from Joey in Tolland, and ended up seeing a little bit of a coating there on the grass first thing in the morning. Most of us, again, didn't see that, though. And that's probably the most snow we'll end up getting heading through this week, because temperatures will stay above average. And later this week, we are talking about another big old rainstorm, something that we've become very accustomed to this winter. Sorry, snow lovers. Temperatures right now are in the 20s and 30s, including 27 in Meriden. Here's what's left over of the storm system that grazed parts of Connecticut early this morning, and overnight lows will dip back into the upper 20s to right around 30 as we head towards daybreak tomorrow. Otherwise, tomorrow looks like a really nice day. We'll see partly cloudy skies, high temperatures around 40 degrees as we head through the afternoon, which is once again above average for this time of year, and a quiet evening. We're going to do it all over again, almost just like this for Wednesday, and then we'll start to add some rain to the picture. We're going to talk about the timing of this and what it means as we step into the weekend. It's never too early to talk about the weekend, right? Full forecast coming up.
Agreed, Rachel. Thank you. All right, we have a consumer alert for you tonight. You may have noticed that egg prices are skyrocketing. Connecticut shoppers have shelled out more money in the last few months due to the rise in prices. Fox 61's DeAndrea Turner talked with experts about why this is happening. She joins us live in Hartford with more for us. What's going on, DeAndrea?
Well, Jen, have you been to the store lately, maybe to buy a pie, ingredients for a pie or ingredients for a cake this holiday season, or even just the necessities like bread, milk, butter, and eggs, and saw the price of eggs and said, oh my gosh, this is high? Well, some folks that I talked to today said those exact same things, but there is some relief on the horizon. Joe Michella and his daughter go through a lot of eggs.
Saturday morning eggs, we do pancakes, we do French toast. So yeah, we seem to go through a lot, especially having a kid.
Whether you get your eggs from the local grocery store or a local farm, the average cost per dozen has increased since the beginning of the year. These egg prices, among many other rising things, scrambling up household budgets.
Unfortunately, they're so expensive, but through my job, I got a little cost of living increase, which is sweet, but, with inflation, it kind of stinks.
Experts say a global avian influenza outbreak is the primary cause of the hike in egg prices, along with increased holiday demand and high gas prices.
It's the flu that killed the egg layers, and it's also the cost of transportation if we're getting the eggs from somewhere else.
Farmers who sell farm fresh eggs are seeing more foot traffic because of this.
We have our faithful regulars, and if they can find 2 to 3 dozen in there, they'll take them all, because they know that if they come the next day, there might not be any.
Angela Moser owns this local farm in Ellington named Farm Fresh. Since 2008, her prices have been $5, but today
we are going to be increasing it. The increase is definitely because of the grain and the delivery.
But there is some relief in the future. With holidays over and no major bird flu outbreaks recently, prices are expected to decrease in the coming weeks.
Over the first quarter of 2023, we're going to see the egg prices falling back quite a bit. Maybe not to where they were a year ago, but nonetheless falling back.
Now, exactly when the month of those prices are going to be decreasing, experts don't know, but they say between this month and March, when you go to the store, you will see some kind of relief. For now in Hartford, DeAndrea Turner, Fox 61 News.
Let's hope so, DeAndrea. Thank you. Well, the teen wanted in an armed carjacking on UConn's Storrs campus last week appeared in court today. 18-year-old Jaden Roberts is also accused of a carjacking in West Hartford. Police say Roberts led them on a chase after he was spotted. Police also say they found a gun during Roberts' arrest. He faces several charges.
New at 10 tonight, state police say that they've identified an individual believed to be connected to a possible arson in Ellington. The fire happening at Fayette Lodge on Orchard Street. However, officials say this isn't the only incident police are investigating at this location. Anyone who gives information to police could be rewarded up to $2,500 through the Connecticut Arson Tip Award program.
Well, first on Fox 61 tonight, a state senator from Hartford is the newest candidate for the mayor of the capital city. State Senator John Fonfara announcing that he's running for Hartford mayor after 36 years in the legislature. This comes after Mayor Luke Ronan said that he will not be seeking a third term. Fonfara is a Democrat, and he says that he's committed to serving Hartford after representing the city in the state house and the Senate for decades. But he's also acknowledging that the mayor currently in office and the job that he's done to transform the city, he says.
Luke Ronan has provided a great foundation He has rebuilt the confidence in our city by state officials, by the legislature, by the business community, and by the residents of Hartford. I want to build on that legacy, on that record, and focus a great extent on growing incomes in Hartford.
Well, 3 other Democrats have entered this year's race, including former state senator and Superior Court Judge Eric Coleman, City Council member Nick LeBron, and Hartford Land Bank CEO Arunan Arulumpalam.
New at 10, graduate teachers and researchers at Yale University overwhelmingly voted to form a union. More than 1,800 people voted in favor of unionizing, with only 179 people against it. Local 33 held a victory party at the Graduate Hotel in New Haven tonight. Grad students at Yale have been pushing for years to form a union.
During the pandemic, it became really clear to me that graduate teachers and researchers, graduate workers, we really need a seat at the table so that we can actually have a say in how our work is structured, how much we get paid, our various benefits.
In a statement, Yale's president says the school will work in good faith with Local 33 to reach a contract.
Also new at 10, the East Haddam Swing Bridge will be closed for even longer than expected. The CTDOT says the overnight closures will now continue until Friday, February 3rd. They were originally scheduled to end on January 20th. The bridge over the Connecticut River on Route 82 is 110 years old and in its first stage of repairs. The bridge is closed each night from 7 p.m. until 6 a.m. The closest bridges over the river are on I-95 in Old Saybrook and on the Aragoni Bridge in Middletown.
Just getting started here. We have much more